Hello, my name's Jeff Stewart, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Autodesk Character Generator and its uses for what we're doing. So I'm making this video as part of a student project, and we are exporting files out of Autodesk Character Generator into 3ds Max and also MotionBuilder. Okay, so at the bottom of the video today, I've actually uploaded onto Dropbox this file here actually, and I've uploaded 4 scripts, like 4 BVH files that we are going to use with this script and this project to export out into 3ds Max. Okay, so I'll just give you a bit of a preview of Character Generator. We've got you design a character up here, and that's pretty straightforward. I'll let you guys figure that part out. It's pretty self-explanatory. Here's my designs that I've sort of generated, or characters that I've designed. The one we are using is this one here, so I'll just show you what it looks like. So when you generate your characters out for download, you can actually highlight different things. What I've actually done for you guys, the one we're working on is a high poly resolution, and you can set its height, the textures, but we're using a generic FBX file with a medium skeleton and Y up. So when you guys do it, please use these settings here. Make sure it's kept in quads, not triangles, and you'll generate that out. Okay, so that will come through into our generated characters, which will end up looking something like this here. Okay, so once we've, for you guys, please download it at the bottom, save it on your desktop, and there'll be a file there called student files. Okay. Okay guys, now that we're in MotionBuilder, what I want to do is, first of all, we're going to create a favorite path to where our files are. So once you've downloaded them off, I've got them saved in Dropbox, so you can save them off Dropbox onto your desktop. So I'm going to go down here, right click, and add a favorite path in. So my one is in student sample files. So we've created this this link here now. If I click on that, you can actually see there's a few different files in here. So we've got the BVH files and our FBX file in there. So we're going to go up, first of all, we're going to go File, Motion File Import, and I'm going to go down into my student sample files, and I'm going to click on Control-click these and import them in. Okay, so these will come in, and you'll see a little yellow man there. Now down here we have our takes, so we've got different takes, and they have different actions on them. So one is the aeroplane, as you can sort of see. Okay, we'll just go back to the start, and what we want to do now is we want to actually be able to take that motion capture data, and we're going to attach a control rig to it so that we can then put our own model onto that. Okay, because in here we go into templates, into characters, and we're going to drag up a character onto this guy here, and it has characterize, so we'll click on characterize biped, and that now has a character attached to it. So if I go across down into here, you can sort of see the character that we've just added appears over this side. So we'll double click on it, and you can sort of see here we're going to go into character definition, and we've already automatically characterized it, but you can sort of see here it puts in our map. It's already mapped across. So this thing now has it's been characterized, but what we have to do is actually attach the control rig. So we're just going to click create a control rig. So that we click on FKIK, and that comes in. So now we have our control rig, which is all our points that we need. I'm just going to pull a box around this guy here and press the letter F. So we can sort of see here, so we have all the things we need to add to this. Now, next thing, what we want to do is we're going to attach our motion files. Okay, so now if I go up into here, and we want to bake the file, the BVH file, to the control rig. So I'm just going to, first of all, I'm just going to go back into none. So we're back at this point, and we're going to go down to bake plot to control rig. Click on that button, and we want to plot all takes and make sure these settings look the same on your pop-up menu, and we just click plot. So now we've baked the movement onto that control rig. So if I now press play, you can sort of see it does all the different movements now, which is great. Okay, so now what we're ready to do, we're ready to now go in and blend these together. So we're going to use Motion Blend is the tool we're going to use. Okay guys, now that we've got our character set up here with character and source is none, what we want to do, we want to now start our motion blending process. Okay, so what we can do, we'll go up into Window and we'll go down to Motion Blend. Okay, so in this screen here, we add our different tracks in, and we can blend those tracks together. So I'm just going to bring this down here. First thing what I'll do is highlight all of this, including the little white teardrop shape there. I'm going to hold down the Alt button, and I'm going to click and drag it into the timeline here. Okay, and you'll see a little a blue shape behind. Okay, so that's the ghost of, so we've got a blue ghost here for the take one. I'm going to insert another track now, and let's do the aeroplane, and you can sort of see the aeroplane in here. I've sort of done this a little bit backwards at the moment because normally you're meant to see shape here. What we'll do, we'll actually go across and insert another take here if we can. Okay, so we've got the aeroplane take in there. I'm just going to remove that one, and so we've got our aeroplane. We'll insert another track now for the hurt leg walk. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm just going to see what's happening here. So we've got our different takes here. Let's see if we can manipulate this. And yep, okay, good. We can now pull that across, which is good. So I'll bring that out to there. So let's see, we want to only get him walking in one direction, because with this hurt leg walk he walks in both directions. So let's have a look. He goes across, he's walking out one way, and see how he turns and he starts to come back. We don't want him to come back the other way, so we want to walk out, and we'll stop it about there. So let's drag this back to around here. Okay, and then we've got that set. Now let's insert another track here, and we'll do just the normal walk, or let's just do the zombie walk actually. Okay, so we've got our zombie walk in there, and we'll drag that by holding down the letter T. We're going to drag this all the way across this way. Okay, so we'll blend that in here. You can see how it's blending across there. First of all, we'll move this one by holding down the letter T. Let's move that across to there, and this one will move across to here. So that blends in nicely there. But at the moment we've got them all in different locations, so we're going to have to move those around in a minute so they actually walk in the same direction. Okay, and we'll see how we go from there. So next step is, once we've got these, we have to move, rotate, and get them walking in the same direction. So we'll start with this guy here. So it starts out with the aeroplane, and let's see where he finishes at. So he's finishing up around there, and then the purple guy does his walk from this direction here. So he starts walking, he sort of stands around a fair bit, and then he starts walking. So let's bring this motion across to about there, because that's where he starts walking. I'll hold down the letter T, and let's drag this back to around there, so it's still motion blended. So he'll go straight into the walk, walks in, and then he just starts walking. We'll bring this one back a little bit further. Okay, so Now when we look at this, some of these other things here, we have an eye here, so we can sort of, this is the actual, the total, the sum of everything above it, and what, so you'll see the green guy doing his thing there, and that's what he does. But if we go into, say, just the zombie walk, for example, we can look at what he's doing here. Let's have a look. So here's this white guy here. This is the processed one. See how it zooms across there? So we've got to move the purple one across. So I'm going to go there, click on that, and let's have a look here. Now we're going to use some of these tools to move him across. So we've got that one, and we'll move him up to there. Let's see how that works now. So he does his aeroplane, and then he just starts the zombie walk. Yep, this is good. And then it comes into the red one. So the red one's all across that way. So let's move the red one around. So let's go down into the red by clicking there, clicking that pattern, and first of all we'll go across this way like this. And then I'm going to rotate by clicking on the rotate tool. I'm just going to use the green one. We'll rotate him around that way, 90 degrees. Go back into the translate, move that across and to there. Now I'm just going to drag that down a little bit, and let's move around so we can actually see, get in a little bit closer here, and just have a look actually what's happening there. So he does his aeroplane into the zombie walk, and he is now okay, that's good. So I'm actually happy with that. Let's add in the last track now. And we've got aeroplane, hurt leg walk, and then we'll just have the standard walk. Okay, so that is down the bottom here, and this is just a little quick walk at the end. So we'll bring that one across to here, and I'm going to hold down the shift button so we can go across. So we don't need to use all this here. Let's bring this one back, and we can bring this one back as well. And we'll get some blending going in here. Okay, let's have a look what happens. So he does his walk, and then he's okay, so we just have to rotate the other walk around. So I'm going to click over there, click in here. We're going to, might rotate this guy first, 180 degrees, and we'll translate him up this way. Just somewhere around there. Let's have a look at how that works. Just walk there. Good, and that's done. Okay, so we've got those all done. Okay, so what we can do now, we actually have to basically send this across into 3ds Max, but first of all we actually have to attach our model to this. Okay, so first of all I'm going to save this file, save as, and I'll just save this as possessed final, and I'll save that into my base folder, which you guys should have downloaded, and it will be on your desktop. So I'll save that in there. Just click on save. Next thing, what we want to do, we want to hit the process button. Okay, and we want to make sure prot translation on root only is switched off, and we'll click process. So that's all processed in there. I'm going to drag that into here, and I'm going to go file. Sorry, no, we just go down into our student sample, and we'll drag up our file, FBX merge, no animation. Okay, so let's just bring that across. I'm going to delete that light source because we don't actually need that light source. And we can now go into character and character 1. I think it's character 1. Let's have, oh sorry, character 1 and character. Okay, and let's have a look at what happens now. So we'll start at the start of this. And we have, let's see, okay, that's not working yet. It's one of these controls here. Let's have a look. Control, character none. Yeah, that's right, sorry. Let's have a look now. This should work. Not yet. Okay, what have we got here? We've got character and none. Let's try that. Should be one of these combinations. Okay guys, so once we've saved our file, next step is to bring our model in and attach it to the file that we've created here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go up and drag our possess file up into the scene. We're going to do FBX merge with no animation. Bring that in, we'll zoom out, we'll click on that up here because we don't need this light source at the moment. I'm just going to delete that. And what we should be able to do is go down to character 1 and we'll go back down to character, and what we should now see is our character following the motion blend. Yay, it's working. Alright, cool. So now we've got a, first of all, we should actually extend out the amount of frames that this is taking up. So let's just drag this bottom key out. So let's try that again just to double check that it's all there. So zero plane. So there's still a bit of, it's still pretty rough at the moment, but we can keep working on that. Okay, if it's still not going all the way out to our animation here, let's just extend these frames out here. So let's type in, say, 500. And let's see how that goes now. Just doing the, let's keep working on that. Let's just have a look at the motion blend, see how many frames that goes out for, and then we'll just extend it out to that. So that's out to about 800 or so frames there. So let's just work on that there and extend that out to 800 here. Okay. So he's doing his zombie walk, and he's doing another walk. So yeah, it's still fairly rough, but it's just a quick overview of some of the controls. Now, what we need to do now is export that into 3ds Max. So I'm going to file save as, or just save that file. Okay, so that's writing that across. I'm just going to click on, I'll just go across now and open up 3ds Max. And what we can do now is, I'll show you a little process that we need to do. We have to make a connection between 3ds Max and MotionBuilder. So while this is starting up, we just wait for a second and go in, close that dialog box, file, export, send to MotionBuilder, and we'll update current scene, which will allow us now, so it will say down here connected to 3ds Max. Okay, now then what I'll do, because we're in the 3ds Max camera, we'll just go view into producer perspective, not the 3ds Max camera. And now that it says we're actually connected to, what we'll actually do, let's go File, and we'll just highlight the girl there. We're just going to go back in. I just want to make sure that it's actually processed properly, so we'll go across here. I'm just going to hit the process again, make sure that's all set up. Okay, drag that down, put it back in the box there, and we'll go File, Send to 3ds Max, Send as a new scene. Okay, and that's sending across now into 3ds Max, so we should be able to go across into 3ds Max. And oops, and our scene is in. Okay, so this is working now, although I do have a bit of a problem whenever I do this. For some reason I always get a fat hand, and for you guys, if you guys can suggest a solution to this, I'd be very much appreciated. I'll just click over here so we can see our model. Okay, so for you guys, most of your animations can have a fat hand, but that's the best I can do at the moment. So if I just press play now, you can now see this is all ready to go in 3ds Max. Next step is what we want to do. We want to add in planes and walls and all sorts of things in there. So I'll hit pause here and show you some of these. So we'll go back into our standard primitives. We can add planes in, for example, let's just, in this view here, we'll add in a wall, and top view we'll add in a base view here. We can add some scenery in here, another wall here, for example, and I'll move that across. So what we're going to do, we'll modify this, and we can start to move these around in different parameters. Let's get that across there. Let's move that one. Let's just move this one out of the road here. And we can start to texturize these planes fairly easily. So if I just go up into here, and we can now look at this. So now we have a basic animation happening, which is pretty straightforward. And this is something I think you guys should really enjoy. Thank you for watching, people, and speak to you soon.